Plaintiff Henry Leonard dated the defendant on and off for years, and at times they were homeless. Henry admits that he was addicted to crystal meth and it nearly killed him, but he claims the defendant is still heavily addicted to meth and desperately needs help. Henry's suing his ex-girlfriend today for unpaid rent and emotional distress. Defendant Lee Barden denies that she's a meth addict and insists she's only used it 2 times in her life, and Henry was the one who introduced her to the drug. Lee believes Henry's only suing because he's jealous of her new boyfriend, and she's countersuing for unpaid wages and travel expenses.
Start with you.
Well, I've known Lee for about 10 years. We've lived together on and off. We've dated on and off. We've been down. We've been homeless. But Lee's ruined everything. Lee is a meth addict. She needs help. She's killing herself. She's never been this bad, ever. And I know all about how she's doing this because I've killed myself with meth. I had a liver transplant.
Oh.
And a heart attack and
wow.
A gallbladder removal.
Wow.
So
really?
I killed myself with methamphetamines.
I'm glad that you're admitting it so that some of the young people and older people who use that drug will understand what the outcome would be over the years.
Your Honor, I saw firsthand. I was his caregiver. I was right there. I see the effects. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no way that I am a meth addict. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
You never used it?
When I met Henry, that was the first experience that I had with it.
And how often did you do it?
I can't do it because I had surgery on my eyes.
I'm asking you a very clear question. How often did you do it after meeting Henry?
Twice.
Just 2 times. Okay.
She's killing herself. She's run off with a dope pusher. You
don't mind if we test it, do you?
He gives her everything.
That's fine with me, but I'm on Adderall.
All right. So you don't mind, right?
That's fine.
All right. You sure it won't come up with crystal meth in it, right?
Right.
All right. And if it does, you agree to go to rehab?
Yeah.
Inpatient?
I don't have a drug problem.
I didn't ask you that. Let's go over my question again. If it is found that you have crystal meth in your system,
yes,
are you willing to go to inpatient treatment?
Yes, Your Honor.
For 30 days?
Yes.
All right, because as you know, when you sign the arbitration agreement, and that's what essentially we do here is arbitrate cases, the agreement is that you will abide by the entire ruling and you won't appeal the ruling. So that means you'll abide by that. So go right ahead.
It took us a long time to work.
How about you? You want to take a test? I just thought about it. Huh? Will you take a test?
For meth? Sure.
Yes.
For sure.
And you agree to go to inpatient treatment?
For sure.
Good enough. All right. Now, see, that's a very clear and concise answer. Go ahead, sir. Tell me anything else you want me to know.
We leased a place. It was a low-income tax credit apartment. And we did this in March of 2009. In March of 2010, we had to renew the lease. And she left me holding the bag in July for the dope dealer.
Bag of dope?
No. She's got the dope.
The rent.
Yeah.
All right.
She left me holding the bag for the rent and for the bills. And unfortunately, she's got the dope.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
I feel that I'm here as a result of Henry's jealousy. I met this new guy, and when I was with Henry, I was his caretaker, and I didn't have any life at all. I couldn't see anybody, nothing. Henry said that he had money saved up for me in case something would happen to him, and he put it underneath the mattress. So he said that I could leave. He said it was no problem. Also, I had to leave. There was bed bugs.
When did you tell him that?
We renewed the lease 2010.
In March?
In March. And
when did you start seeing the bed bugs?
Right then.
In March?
Right.
Okay. Did you notify the landlord about the bed bugs and ask him to address them? Let me see your notice. Let me see your letter.
I have paperwork on that.
Let me see it. What's your emotional distress for, sir?
For her up and leaving me with the bill and her being addicted and not admitting it.
Oh, please. Just because you think, oh, what no fiend is going to admit it unless they're ready to go to rehab.
Okay.
But you want emotional distress because she won't admit she's on dope. She won't admit it to me either. You think I'm going to get some money out of it? All right. And your counterclaim for unpaid wages, how does he owe you for that, ma'am?
I was Henry's caregiver. He was very sick. He wouldn't have been able to get the transplant if I wouldn't have been his caregiver.
Okay. What months?
He got the transplant in 06, November, actually, around Thanksgiving. So
Until when did you remain his caregiver?
3 years later, because he was still on interferon for 3 years.
Okay, so up through 09?
Yes.
You were his caregiver?
Yes.
All right, and what was the agreement on payment?
Yeah.
We didn't discuss like X amount of dollars per hour.
Now, how do I know how much to grant you?
Well, I've just figured minimum wage. And
Minimum wage.
Henry
So
had,
did you agree to give her anything?
She was under a non-binding agreement for 6 weeks
What was the agreement?
between the social worker, myself, and my immediate family. Leeds was my immediate family.
How much was she to receive?
Nothing.
So she signed an agreement that she will be there for you.
Yes.
And she didn't get anything in return from that agreement.
There is nothing.
And you have that agreement there?
Yes.
All right, let's see it. Because that's not an agreement, sir. 24 hours, 6 weeks. Where's her name, sir?
This is not there.
So you still smoking?
Your Honor,
I'm gonna get you tested before her. Travel expenses. How does he owe you?
well, I have a notarized letter from my mom about the,
Let's see.
we went to Florida.
Okay.
We tried to get a transplant for him there.
Mr. Leonard, who was a friend of my daughter, asked me for a loan in the amount of $1,500, and he assured me that he would pay back the $1,500 loan. So what does it have to do with you?
Well, that's on behalf of my mom.
You can't sue on her behalf. She has to sue. With regard to the rent, you all joint lessors?
Yes.
So she owes the landlord. Did you have to pay, or are you all joint and severally liable? Do you have the lease?
Yes.
Let me see it. Did she sign the lease independently?
Sir, her name is signed independently on the lease.
Ma'am?
Yes,
Did you sign the lease independently?
I think.
Yes, you did. And are you being charged with her
Yes.
her portion?
Yes.
You have that evidence?
No, all I know is that I'm paying the rent. I am liable, and I
Show
am
me
paying-
something.
I
Show me a bill from them showing that you either have to pay the entire amount or you paid the entire amount. Let me see it,
This is the
please.
bills that I
There we
got.
go.
Some of them are in her name. They changed the little one's been changed to my name.
Right, some in her name, some are in yours, right?
Right.
That proves once again that it was all separate.
No, I've paid these bills.
Show me some evidence, sir.
I have nothing to show you. I have no canceled checks, but I pay the rent and I pay the bills.
I'm going to dismiss your claim, sir. You haven't proven it. You haven't shown me any evidence that you've paid the rent. The evidence that you have shown me indicates that she's individually liable for her own half pursuant to her own signature. That's what this says. And your claim is dismissed also. He says he didn't agree to pay you any wages. You can't prove it. You don't even know how much he was supposed to pay you. Have a good day, both of you.
Thank you.
I have nothing to say except that she lives with a guy who gives her everything she needs.
I live by myself.
Yes, and gives you all the drugs you need.
No,
He's a multiple felon.
no.
Yes.
He's a good person, and he's helped me a lot. He's a cutie.